Hey Taurus, welcome to your weekly forecast for November 15th through the 21st. However, we do have a lunar eclipse in Taurus happening on the 19th, and anytime there's any kind of eclipse energy, we're going to have that energy lingering for a while. Okay? So some of you might feel like this is kind of going on for the next few months. You might be feeling this energy for a while. It is a lunar eclipse happening in Taurus, in your sign. So maybe some of you who aren't as sensitive to moon energy, you may possibly feel this a little bit more intensely. We're going to pull cards, however, and we're going to see what messages come up for the Taurus collective. So again, Taurus, sun, moon, and rising. What messages do we have coming up for Taurus, sun, moon, and rising? One more shuffle. All right, that feels nice and thoroughly shuffled. Let's get right on into it, my darlings. First card coming up for the Taurus collective is the Hanged Man. And I feel that this is the energy you're coming into the week with, okay? Now, it can be because you feel this shift happening in the eclipse, in the lunar eclipse in Taurus. You feel this big energy on the way, and so you may be feeling a little bit like, okay, all right, like something's gonna happen, something big is on the way, but what? Nothing's happening yet, nothing's happening right now. So in the contrast of the energy that's approaching, some of you might feel a little bit restless, like things are at a standstill. A lot of people don't like to see the Hanged Man because they're like, oh, that means nothing is happening, nothing's changing, nothing's popping. But what they are completely and totally forgetting is the Hanged Man is a major arcana card. The major arcana cards come up when, like, this is supposed to happen right now. Like, whatever you're asking about, whatever's happening in the time of the reading was supposed to happen. You agreed to have that experience, and it's directly connected to something you came here to experience or to master. So when the Hanged Man is coming up, we're kind of being placed on this cosmic timeout. Okay? Not because we've been naughty, not because we've been being punished, but because there's something we need to realize and there's something we need to see. I see the Hanged Man come up for a lot of people when either they're making unnecessary sacrifices, they're sacrificing things they don't have to sacrifice, or they're manifesting stuff on autopilot. They're just repetitively on autopilot, putting something out to the universe that they don't even want anymore, and they don't realize that they don't want it anymore. Or they're trying to manifest something from the universe that our angels and guides know is not going to be the answer. That if we get it, we're going to be disappointed. And our angels and guides are trying to give us this time out so that we can have this realization and we can change the order. We can realize that, oh, you know what? This other thing would be better. So sometimes, to avoid that stuck kind of energy, we can always put in our manifestation as like a request or a prayer and leave it open to give our angels permission to kind of work within our free will and make changes on our behalf. We can leave it open by saying this or something better, right? I would like this or something better, or something that maybe I haven't thought of that would make me way happier than this. We can give our angels permission to kind of come in and change things. Otherwise, right, there's the law of free will, and things must be done in our free will. Things can't be overridden. So with the Hanged Man card, I feel for a lot of you, this is like awakening that's happening. Awakening, seeing things from a different angle, seeing things from a different perspective. Taurus, some of you are seeing the truth about people. There's going to be some kind of, earthquakey, trembly energy here with this lunar eclipse in Taurus. And people are going to be feeling a little feistier, or standing up for themselves, or wanting to right certain wrongs. And things are going to be dragged into the light. Things are going to be revealed. So some of you are seeing the truth about a person or a situation. And then you're like, okay, well, now I guess that's changing my plans. I didn't know it was like this, or I didn't know this person was like this, or I didn't know this situation is like this. Now that the revelation has occurred, some of you are changing your plans for the future. Okay, that's going to be different for different ones of you. But overall, I feel that for the majority of you, in contrast of the big energy that's approaching, you're feeling very much like you're standing still or nothing's happening, right? That contrast is kind of throwing some of you off. But know and understand that you're coming into a time of a big shift. Now, the next card coming up for Taurus is the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups, traditionally speaking, can indicate a younger water sign person or a playful water sign person. It could be you if you have a water sign placement. So water signs are going to be Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. However, those of you that you watch my readings, you know that I, in the weekly forecast, focus on you and your journey and how the cards apply to you. So Page of Cups can be a sense of playfulness, a sense of like not taking things too seriously. And sometimes it comes up to tell us that we need to play. We need to have fun right now. And that might be a big part of your manifestation or healing. People are always asking me, how do I raise my vibration? Right? That's a very common question I get. You know, Amethyst, I know that I have to like be in a high vibration if I'm manifesting, or I know I got to be in high vibration if I'm, you know, trying to connect with my spiritual gifts and abilities. How do I shift my vibration? How do I be in high vibration? It's simply by being in like positivity and joy and happiness. It's simply by being happy. Okay? Being in a place of gratitude and being in a place of joy. It's easier to be in a place of gratitude if there's things that we're enjoying, if there's things that we're happy about. So as much as it's important to do your shadow work, you also need playfulness. You need play. So as this big energy is coming in and you're wanting to take advantage of, manifesting and these big changes, make time for play. The Page of Cups for me also indicates the heart chakra opening up. You're opening up to receive. And sometimes when the big changes are happening and the things are coming in, it can feel overwhelming to receive. And we get really tempted to sabotage ourselves or to say, never mind, just kidding, I'm not ready for this, and close the door or push it away. The Page of Cups reminds us that we don't have to completely and totally like give up or walk away. We don't have to completely and totally shut it down. We can pump the brakes a little bit and just slow it down. We can rest. We can take a break, right? We can do things in smaller increments. We can take breaks and go do something fun to get our mind off it for a little bit or to relax us. So there's doors opening and there's big opportunities coming in, and some of you are going to be tempted to sabotage yourself or to, give up and run away from it because it feels overwhelming to receive. But instead of doing that, instead of shutting it down, you can go slow. Some of you have been like, well, I want friends. I want soul tribe. I want soul family. I want spiritual people to hang out with. And all of a sudden they're showing up and you're getting overwhelmed. You don't want to, get up and go out and grab coffee. Or you don't want to go join the drum circle or do the group yoga or, whatever it is. You might just be in the energy where you're like, I feel overwhelmed. You don't have to completely ghost people. You don't have to completely, exclude yourself from the group. You can say, you know what, I've been feeling a little bit drained the past few days, or I'm tired, or you know what, work's going to be crazy the next few days, or I got a lot going on. I can't really get together right now, but you know what, I'll reach out to you when I have some time freeing up again. And you can take a break instead of pushing it away or shutting it down. The next card coming up for Taurus is the Nine of Cups. And how very positive is this, right? Nine of Cups is wishes coming true. Things that you were hoping for actually happening and coming in. It's being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, right? It's this wish coming true. It's this happy, positive energy. Now, those of you who watch my readings, you might have heard me talk about the Nine of Cups before. The Nine of Cups comes in with like a double meaning for me. Because on one side, the Nine of Cups is we're happy, we have good things happening, we can enjoy it. And like I said, some of you are feeling overwhelmed and you're not wanting to be around people or letting somebody in. Some of you are very quite literally wanting to enjoy your 9 cups by yourself. Like, I just want to be by myself and like enjoy this and soak this all in. Some of you might not be feeling very romantic or very social, or like you're wanting like to go and like grind and hustle. You're like, I just want to enjoy what's come in for a minute. So there's that element of the Nine of Cups. The other element of the Nine of Cups is like people are looking at us like, look at this jerk, right? Like they had some success come in, they have some money coming in, or they got that promotion, or they got that car, or they have this new relationship, and now all of a sudden, they're forgetting all of us little people. All of a sudden, they think they're too good for us. This kind of energy, this kind of thinking. It's envy, it's jealousy. And so the Nine of Cups tells us we have to be ready for that. We have to know that not everybody's going to be super happy for us, and that's okay. We don't have to let that rain on our parade. We don't have to allow that to take away our joy. We can understand that they're coming from a bitter place, and it has nothing to do with us, and we're not going to be concerned with their opinions or their unhappiness. We're not going to let it pour into our life. Another meaning with the Nine of Cups is Spirit is saying you have some homework to do. Your wish is going to be granted. The blessing is on the way. But right now there are people sitting at your table that you're like, I can't wait for my come up. I can't wait for my blessing, because everybody at my table, I'm going to share my blessing with these people. Remember how I talked about unnecessary sacrifice? Nine of Cups comes up when Spirit knows that there are people at your table that even though you're generous, even though you're willing to share, Spirit knows the second that the banquet is laid on the table, there are people around you that are going to devour it up like locusts in like a second and not leave you a crumb. Even though you have this generous, open heart and you were planning to share to begin with. They're hungry, they're ravenous, they're just going to gobble it up. So Nine of Cups comes up to say that it's beautiful that you're generous. It's beautiful that there's people that you're wanting to bless, but you need to have stronger boundaries. You need to be able to say no to people, and you need to be in control and in charge of when you're going to be generous and how generous you're going to be. You can't just give it all away. Maybe you're trying to manifest a lot of money. Do you understand money? Do you know how money works? Do you know how to invest it? Do you know how to make it grow for you and make it work for you? This might be a good time to figure that out. This might be a good time to read up about it, so that you can really do the utmost with it when it comes in. I don't care how rich somebody is. If they hand over whatever each person is asking them that they encounter during the day, they're going to run out of money. I don't care if you're Bill Gates. I don't care if you're Donald Trump. I don't care if you're Jeff Bezos. If each of these guys walking down the street had to hand over whatever people were asking for them, eventually they're going to run out of money. One person's going to say, oh, Bill Gates, you're a billionaire. Give me $1 million. You won't even feel it. And that might be true. But if he gives $1 million here, 2 million here, 4 million there, eventually he's going to run out. possibly in a single day, depending on how many people he encounters and how much they're asking him for. So when people are coming to you and they're asking you for your time or your energy or your help or your money, you have to have a budget on how much you can give. If I come to you and if I say to you, Taurus, I really need your help, I gotta, pay my car insurance, and if I don't have car insurance, I'm gonna get fired from my job, and I'm behind on my electric payment, and if I don't pay my electric payment, it's really cold, and my kids are gonna be freezing, and I'm behind a couple of months, and I'm coming to you and I'm asking you for like, I don't know, $200 or $300, and you might have $350 in your account, but you have rent due, and you're going to get a check, but if you don't have that $350 in your account, you're not going to be able to make rent, and you're not going to be able to make your bills. And I'm telling you, please, 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 I promise you I'm going to pay you back before the rent is due. What if I don't? You can't afford to give me that $300. You can't risk it. Maybe you can risk the $50, and you can say, you know what, Amethyst, I'm really sorry, I don't have the $300, but you know what I can do is here's $50. I know it's not all that you're asking me for, but it's the best that I can do right now, and you can get me back whenever you can get me back. You can pay me back whenever you're able to pay me back. Maybe you can spare that $50, but you can't risk the $300, right? That's how money works. And so it's like having those boundaries and being able to tell people no, and knowing that you have a right to say no without feeling bad. You might help me, and you might say, oh, poor Amethyst, I helped her kids. I don't have kids in real life. I'm not a mom. I'm just saying as an example. You might be like, oh, I helped Amethyst, I helped her mom, but then you're behind on your rent. What are you going to do? What are you going to do if your landlord is throwing you out? That's not fair. That's not right. So you have to be a little bit selfish. You have to preserve yourself and preserve what you've worked hard for. So boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. You have to be ready, because some of you are trying to manifest this really big abundance. And when people have a lot of abundance, other people look at you like you're just this never-ending supply and you can just hand it over. And that's not how it works. Eventually you'll run out if you're always saying yes all the time. You can't do that. You have to have the boundaries. So right now is the time for you to practice a healthy sense of entitlement. I deserve this. I worked hard for this. I deserve to have this. I deserve to hold on to it. Right? And it's okay for me to say no. I don't always have to say yes. I'm in control of how much I give and when I give. The next card that's coming up for you here, Taurus, is the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups, traditionally speaking, can be a new home. It can be true love. It can be a positive resolution to conflicts. It can be just basically a very emotionally fulfilling and satisfying life. Like your cup is running over with joy and passion and creativity and happiness. Like it's this ultimate state of emotional fulfillment. And some of you are manifesting a new home or new living arrangement. Some of you are manifesting a more creative career. Now, the Ace of Cups has a very special meaning for me when Ace of Cups comes up in my readings. Ace of Cups I see happening when you're coming out of a negative karmic cycle where it's like you learned your lesson and you're like, enough is enough, right? I'm sick of having this same thing happen to me all the time. I learned my lesson. I know what the red flags are. I know what to look out for. I'm never falling for that mess again. You know what, universe? I'm not doing this. I'm not doing it. Next time I see it coming, I'm going to recognize it from a mile away, and I'm going to go in the other direction because I am sick and tired of being unhappy. I'm sick of crying. I want to be happy. Universe says awesome, wonderful. Taurus is awake now. Taurus no longer needs these painful or difficult situations to wake Taurus to wake up, to poke Taurus to wake up. Now that Taurus is awake, Taurus is ready to learn through happiness, accomplishment, success, love, friendship, laughter, creativity, all this positive stuff. You get to leave the mean teacher class and be in the fun teacher class. So a lot of you are shifting your karma to where a lot of your lessons are going to come in joyful ways instead of painful ways. I see that happen a lot with the Ace of Cups. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign videos. Some weeks are going to resonate for you more than others. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you want to go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Love and romance readings for November are linked in the description. December love readings will be up later this week. I'm going to do 2022 12-month forecasts on the YouTube channel. I know I didn't do them for 2021, but I'm going to do them for 2022. And I will let you guys know. I'll make an announcement when I open the calendar for the 12-month forecast private readings for the 12-month forecast. I'll let you know when I'm doing the 12-month forecasts. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.